Greetings, Tecmo Super Bowl fans. This is Trojan1979, joined in the booth today by another special guest. This time it's P, and I'm going to let him introduce himself. I'm calling him P. You'll understand when he says his name.
Hey, thanks for having me. Great to be here in the digital booth here, drinking a digital cup of coffee. I'm Pete Titterington. My handle is Ptitteri, often mispronounced on the in the community, but there you go. You heard it right from me.
If you ever want to hear someone's mouth falling down the stairs, just listen to me try to pronounce it. And that's why I'm going to call him P for the rest of the day. But today we have a matchup between two online Tecmo veterans. We have the organizer of the Bayou Bowl down in Louisiana, Gerald Smith, Suicideking81, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Darthrockman, champion of online Tecmo as far as championing its cause as the San Diego Chargers. He was the higher seed here. I believe we're 5v12 in the seeding here. Higher seed always hosts. And I think Darthrockman's tapping ability is going to come into play here as we see Marion Butts take it on against the running, scrambling QB in Vinny Testaverde. Well, let's get this one started, shall we?
Let's do it.
So in this matchup, who do you like and why, as far as the team selection, if someone were to call this?
Well, if this was called on me, I'd probably take in, actually, Tampa Bay. I like Testaverde's ability to get yards in 5, 7, 10-yard chunks, even in good coverage. And I think they've got a really good chance of forcing a turnover against Billy Joe here. I mean, his pass control's only 31. Even if you put Vlasic in, pass control's 38. Throwing against that tough Buccaneers secondary. So I'm taking the Buccaneers and hoping for a couple of INTs.
Well, SK has just dropped the ball on the ground on the kickoff return and dodges that bullet early. And we have a run 3 here, and that is called gobbled up. And sometimes it can be hard to run the ball against this defense when you're Tampa Bay.
Well, it can be hard to run the ball against anybody when you're Tampa Bay. Although this last play looks like he's doing all right on the run 3 there, fumbles out of bounds. But, you look at their O-line, top to bottom, hitting power, 38, 44, 31, 38, 50. I mean, it's pretty much the worst in the league. So particularly when you're running up the middle, against any kind of stout defensive line, you're going to get gobbled up.
Nice first down there, run 2, and that's probably Gerald's favorite play here, Suicideking81. He's used it with great effectiveness over his career, and I think you just called it here, the stout line.
Yeah, you see that. It's just like, I mean, he got to out-tap him there, but, it's tough sledding up the middle.
And a nice first down back-to-back here, and we'll see if next time he can get away with that after that much congestion. Now we have a pass 4 incoming here, and really only one option here, and nicely read by Darthrockman, forcing the issue with Leslie O'Neal.
Yeah, excellent defense there.
Going with Glenn on defense is Darthrockman. We have a called pass 1. JJ up to carrier.
Oh.
And positionally, you have to be perfect to stop that that route there, or that combination is deadly.
Yeah, interesting choice to go with Glenn. It looked like he was specifically trying to prevent that JJ, and there he does it right there. It's a great position.
Single back formation here, back to back, pass 2 here. And now he's going back up to Hall, who's in the RB2 position, just over his outstretched arms. Third down coming up.
Interesting choice to put Hall at wide receiver 1 there. Or, he's not wide receiver 1. He's actually a running back, isn't he?
Yep,
he's at RB2.
Yep. So you're going to have a little more hitting power there, and you'll be able to streak down the field as a receiver in that situation. I think that's why you'll see that. And we have fourth down and 6 coming up. Looks like he's going to forgo the Christie antics and over the top to Hall. Nice play there. Baited him up and...
Yeah. He's not afraid to go for it on 4th down. I can tell you from personal experience. You get a stop on 3rd, you feel great, and then he pulls off a big play like that. And
Vinny calls his own number and into the end zone. So getting it done is Suicideking81 here. First possession of the game, 6-0 Tampa Bay over Darthrockman's Chargers. and no rush from O'Neill. Christie makes it 7-0. So it's Darthrockman's turn to see if he can get that thumb warmed up and get some yards on the ground.
Yeah, key here is going to be who Suicide Kings is selecting on defense to try and prevent that run. I mean, if you can stop the run relatively well without having to fully commit to guessing run plays, then I think he's going to be in good shape.
Goes with Marv here, cannot popcorn the blocker. Now Marion Butts is slowed down by that drone there. That could have been a lot worse for the Suicide King there, but works out. Runs right at Haddix, has blocking, and now he's in the clear. A little bit of a sharp angle there on that zigzag. It really slowed him down there. I think he could have gotten a lot closer to the goal line there. 25-yard line is the position, and we have a called pass 2, and he gets it away, and was able to turn that into a no-gainer there.
Yeah, you know, it's the over zigzagging is something I've really learned since I've gotten into the community here. It's you know, you get in bad habits when you play the computer too much. You just zig, zig, zig.
And Marion Butts getting it done. Nice run there by Darthrockman, just running away from the defense. And doesn't take long, this one. It looks like about to be tied up here.
Yeah, I've noticed that, well, maybe you can speak to this as a tapper, they love that run-to motion play to the bottom. It seems to put you in good isolation situations to out-tap your opponent, huh?
Yeah, if you don't have a good linebacker in the middle to kind of blow that up, that certainly provides the isolation. Also, if you go with that borrowed Redskins playbook, their default playbook where you have the motion plays, those are also really good for isolation opportunities.
So it looks like he's going to go for the quick strike here, huh? It's tough to run all that time off the clock before the end of the half.
And well covered down the field. And we have pro set here. And it's an example where you pretty much know what's happening because of who's who color-wise in the backfield. We talk about the skin color of the player. Goes underneath to Hill here, who is open. And nice floater there. When you have the entire field to cover, it's hard to get back with your drone defender and keep it honest by covering that deep ball. And you can see Anderson just running for his life there with no blocking to speak of.
I know. I always feel like I can see a little tiny 8-bit look of terror on Anderson's face when he takes the handoff and sees nothing but Chargers looking to destroy him.
I feel like that's what Barry Sanders looked like in
real life all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a pass 3 here, and Testaverde just doing Testaverde's work. Gets it done on the ground, and we have first down here.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting having Hall at the running back too. There, it really gives away your play calling, as opposed to switching him out with Cobb. I guess he must just like the advantage of having Cobb out there at the tight end spot.
Well, having Hall there is about the only way that, because if you want to be able to run to the outside, Cobb has to be your blocker with that hitting power. Sometimes you're lucky if you get, say, Anderson in good, or the other Anderson, or if you maybe use Anderson as a wide receiver and run with Harvey, but he doesn't have the tap advantage, so that's something that he can't afford to get caught from behind by Leslie O'Neill. And now he keeps it on the ground. Testaverde just taking what's in front of him and wisely winding the clock down here. He does not want to give Darthrockman any time to try to go down the field himself.
Yeah, I mean, you see Darth is playing really conservative, good defense, but Testaverde's just chewing him up 5 to 10 yards at a time. It can be really frustrating when you're on the defensive end there. You're just trying to bend but not break.
Pass 4 incoming here, and Bird now, it looks like this is called. Baited him to throw it down to Hill, see if he doesn't make him pay for it. 3rd and 3, definitely not the right throw to make with that man defender there. You want to go up to the running back 1, which is the last receiver in the rotation before it goes back to wide receiver 1. And now we have pass 1 called. And again, just taking what he can give. You know, in that situation, I would like to see him throw it across the field because there could have been a touchdown there.
Yeah, you know, it's just risk reward. He's just looks like he's going to make sure he gets a field goal, and if he gets 7, so much the better. And
now 1 second left on the clock here, and we'll see if he goes for the field goal from Steve Christie. Not a gimme if he doesn't mash it right away, because we do have Leslie O'Neill coming in here. And he does mash it, and it looks to be true. And it is good. So time expires here into the second quarter. Steve Christie gives Suicide King a 10-7 lead here as we enter halftime. And the fans at home are booing. They like a good halftime show. And
well, the halftime show probably caused the onset of puberty for a lot of us, so it's always sad when it gets skipped.
Nothing like the bug spray-induced puberty that you hear about in the news lately. Marion Butts in good condition, not a good sign if your name is Gerald Smith.
Man, you got Miller in good, Butts in good, and looks like he's going to stick with Vlasic here for a bit, huh?
Well, it does give him some JJ opportunity if the defenders get behind him, but I tell you that the risk of throwing that JJs against a secondary who have incredibly high interception stats, I don't expect him to do a whole lot through the air.
Yeah, I mean, Vlasic is a default 38 pass control versus 31 for Tolliver, so he's a little better, but versus a 75 interceptions of Haddix, and then all the way across the.
This is dangerous. Very, very lucky.
Great catch.
Haddix
but there you go.
Haddix can cover the whole field by himself. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. But just the right trajectory. If that was a Tolliver throw, that would have been picked off. Most likely, 87 here. Quinn Early getting the ball here down to the 15-yard line, and Darthrockman not taking long in his drives to get the work done. And now we see a called run one, and I would imagine that may be something that he decides to take away from Suicide King.
Yeah, wisely takes the scramble there. A lot of people don't realize the rest of the Bucks secondary actually is 56, 56, 50 of the other corner and safety. So, and no matter where you throw it, if you're Vlasic, you got a good chance of getting picked. So
it looks like Suicide King was sitting on that run one, and what I've seen when you pick run one against the team is a lot of times it'll lock down the other run plays pretty good, especially if they go up the middle. Mm-hmm. Just the way that the drones will converge on those types of plays, and I think he was more worried about stopping his run than his pass there. So game is tied up here.
Well, with run one, you also get relatively good pass coverage on pass 3 and pass 4. So, particularly if you're playing a defender at the top of the field, run one is it's a pretty good default play to guess if you're just trying to play a good base defense against the run.
And Drury is in bad here, and Anderson looked to be an average, but didn't use him. The other Anderson, Jesse
the other slower Anderson, Oh, man, I thought he was actually going to have a good chance to break that run 3 there, cutting up to the top. Looked like he had some daylight and just got caught up with a drone there.
So interesting with the Testaverde sneak here. Normally you don't like against this defensive line here, but he's been picking Bird a lot, and that can be effective down to the bottom here. And now we see 4th and 7 coming up here. You're trying to keep it on the ground, and it's just not working right now for Suicide King. So big down here for him. Pro set.
He's not afraid to go for it. You got to like that about Gerald.
And goes over to Cobb in the tight end position, and he was really worried about him running for that first down.
Yeah. We put him in a no-win situation, and I think Rockman made the right call. You got to make him throw it, We
got a called pass 2 here, and that time we just can't complete that JJ attempt. Dangerous. This secondary is no slouch either, so you got to be careful with some of those throws.
Yeah, it's if you're a more moderate beginner player, you may not know about Gilbert. I mean, he's a 63 max speed, 69 interceptions. He's really a beast. A lot of people don't like that cornerback 2 spot, but as a player, he's pretty awesome.
And Seeley's no slouch either. And then you also got Leslie O'Neill, who just blows up players with his hitting power. So back to a pro set formation here. We've got this looks like sticking with Bird. This one's called, the hot route is still RB2 here, and if he throws it, that's dangerous. So he goes up to his best stud there at the top.
Yeah, that's the right call.
Keep it away from Bird. Pro set again.
Same play.
An opportunity for a potential burn route there, but his delivery is a little slower than other quarterbacks. Wisely keeps it on the ground, and he's in good, so he's really good, moving.
Yeah. I think you're going to see a lot of just putting him in the torture chamber. Scrambling Testaverde to the line of scrimmage, and you make him pick his poison. Testaverde in good is really a weapon.
Now with Bruce Perkins in good, his reception is down to 31. Definitely a potential option here at the wide receiver 2 position. Just because a lot of times you're just trying to go for those burn routes. And then also now we have Anderson in good, so he could be a blocker you see all sorts of maneuvering there. He doesn't elect to use him.
Yeah, and now he's not giving away that run too if he chooses to call it. So see if that comes into play.
Well, that was very interesting. Not only did he not engage, he didn't run far enough for that first down. They both kind of dropped the ball on that one. Now we have a 4th and 1 coming up here.
Yeah, I was expecting an epic tap battle there. Yeah, see, look at that. Run up the middle. Oh, man.
And the drone cleans it up. It looked like he had...
The line just collapsed on him. It's brutal. But, you're going to get that. That's the Buccaneers. I mean, it's...
And did you see who was an excellent there? Was that Vlasic or was that Butts?
I didn't catch it. It went by too fast for me.
Well, looks like Darthrockman is definitely in the driver's seat here. One back formation here, and only gets the one blocker, but wins the tap battle there, and now he's off to the races.
He is gone. That looks like a pretty excellent to me.
Yeah, he's moving like he stole something, and he's in the end zone. Marion Butts, excellent condition. No resistance.
Yeah. My kids like to watch me play Tecmo, and they always think that, of course, Marion Butts is the funniest name ever. And they wonder if people made fun of him in grade school. I'm pretty sure they didn't.
Well, there's a guy...
He was the biggest, toughest guy around, I'm sure, wherever he went.
Well, the tight end for the San Diego is Cox, so you've got Cox and Butts in this matchup.
It's 6th grade humor galore.
Absolutely.
Chargers.
Well, that's about how old we were when this game came out. So here we go in... Suicide King has to answer here. Plenty of time, 3:30 left on the clock. And we saw this before where he just went up top, and now he's... Looks like he might try to run it.
Quick strike.
Double covered. I think he was hoping for maybe a little cheat up there from Darthrockman. Nothing doing it. Now we have another call play. And just cannot complete that hot route because Darthrockman has taken his guy out of position a number of times, and he has not been able to complete.
So Gerald's thinking, of course, it's 4-down territory for him, so calls run 3 there. If he gets 8 yards, then, hey, no problem. He comes back and goes for it on 4th. Was able to pick up the first there.
And now we have pass 4 coming up, and we see more back and B action coming here. Wisely gets Darthrockman out of position and uses his wheels. Now with 38 maximum speed is Vinny Testaverde.
Interesting to see how much clock he milks here.
Really moving around like a nice running back there. He's you're going to have a lot of difficulty getting him down with the drone now. You have to take him down with a man defender. It'll be interested to see if he lets the drones do their drone thing and goes with O'Neal, and that's exactly what he does here. Gary Anderson with the ball again, minute 17 remaining, and now we see Darthrockman anticipating potential quick strike, wants time for himself if this happens.
Yeah, he didn't actually get the timeout called there. Gerald just went ahead and called it right away. And look at this. He's going to get in, but he's going to leave too much time.
And Anderson to the house. Nice run there.
Yeah, if he'd let the clock run and then done that same thing, he really would have put him in a tough spot. As it is, he left 20 seconds on the board that didn't necessarily have to be there.
So we're all tied up here, 17-17. We'll see if that comes back to bite Gerald here as Darthrockman takes the kick off. Should get maybe 1 or 2 throws at best.
I think we're going to see. I think we may see a run. Oh no, there's not going to be enough time on the clock now after that good return. So you might try run 3, see if you can catch him guess and pass, and with Butts in excellent, he can house it on a run 3.
Maybe you see him put Butts in a different position and take that option off the table here. In a situation where it's going to take longer for that throw for Vlasic to get that down the field, so you're looking at 2 places. I think there's really 2 runs here it's 50-50 ball here, and Wesley takes the sack, and we're going to see what he calls now. Goes with so we're really going to be going down to Anthony Miller here.
It's a nice feeling to have Haddix in this situation, because at least you know you've got a really good chance of getting a stop here with Vlasic throwing down to Haddix.
And that will end regulation.
It's got to be a JJ, or your chances are just negligible.
And now Suicide King is going to have the first crack at it here in overtime. Tournament overtime rules for GBLAN. The game continues until there is a score. It is not the today's NFL rules where if you score 3 points, the other team gets a shot to match the score. First points of any kind will end the game, and if the game ends here like a normal Tecmo game would, they would start themselves a new game and continue the process. And one other thing,
Testaverde's feeling good there, so he's going to maintain his status in overtime. That's huge.
And I think players carry over their stats from the fourth quarter to overtime. I don't think there's any variance there. And now we see a fumble here.
Oh,
out of bounds. Dodges a bullet there. 2nd down and 14, pass 4 incoming, and now we see Bird again, and we might see another long ball here. Dodging defenders, throws it out of bounds to Cobb.
Third and 14, man.
You know,
he's going to go for something short here. We'll see.
If he can dodge defenders long enough, he's kind of forcing the issue here.
Yeah, I thought he was either going to scramble or take a short pass, try to get to 4th and something he can hit.
And it is intercepted by Glenn. So, sequence there, I think if he would have taken a little more time running around, he could have actually potentially run a lot more on 3rd down by forcing Darthrockman to cover the whole field. Instead, ends up in a no-win situation on a called pass 3, intercepted, and now Darthrockman with a chance in field goal range already, even with John Carney being kind of a meh kicker, can get this in if you really don't have much of a rushing option in that LB1 position. And
oh man, I was about to say expect to see some really conservative play here from Darth, but tried that burn route and Haddix made him pay.
He sure did. Tolliver might have gotten that in time. And wow, Testaverde just running away from the rush here, turning a called pass 1 into a 1-yard
That's impressive.
Game.
That's impressive.
And that's when you start playing against like QB Eagles, that's the game that gets played is for most of the game there's 5 plays really available to you because the running game is so paltry for them. But Gerald with an opportunity here to keep things moving.
Yeah, he really dodged a bullet there, and we'll see if he can capitalize on a combination of good luck and a little bit too aggressive play from Darth there.
Pass 2, this call here. Keeps it himself, gets out of bounds wisely. Minute 33 remaining here.
Yeah, I mean, Christie, I think, has pretty good range, right? So if you can get to the 45 or 50-yard line, then you at least got a shot at it.
Absolutely, and if his condition went up at all, that extends. Fortunately, there's no way to check that in traditional Tecmo Super Bowl. There is a program called Condition Checker, but that is not allowed in this particular tournament. Allows you to check the condition of all players, not just your offensive skill position people.
Yeah, it's the honor system, right? I mean, I suppose people could use it, but it should be
no
very
way
militant.
that we'd know, or would we?
Oh, going for
JJ
it all.
here, and intercepted again. This time Gil Bird, and we have 15 seconds remaining in this fifth quarter. We'll see. Probably.
I think the fans are going to get a little bit more free game here. Getting extra value for your ticket.
Free sports is good. The problem is they stopped serving beer at the end of the third quarter. And Miller is short here, out of bounds. Actually, it's picked off by Haddix. So we're going to see a ROM reset here. We'll see what the stats are if they give us a moment to just kind of soak this in. And we're seeing really the damage to the air through the Buccaneers there.
Vinny was doing work there, 125 yards for the scrambling man. He's an impressive tally.
Yes. So this is our first, I think, covered beyond double overtime here. And I think, and I can't remember exactly because I've the longest I've ever been is a double overtime. I think they just continue to play the game until someone scores here.
Well, your tournament, your rules. I guess if they don't follow them, we can excoriate them on the air here.
You know, with this being my first online tournament, I haven't. You learn things like maybe I should have a contingency rule on there. And what I find is, especially at the casual level, these things sort of work themselves out in the community. Which is something I like about when we have these tournaments. I try to attract people that are, being good at the game helps, but being knowledgeable situationally, what's the morally right thing to do. And both these guys are top notch when it comes to that kind of thing. So we have a run three here. That play has worked pretty well for Anderson, and wisely gets out of bounds after getting all he can there. First and 10.
Yeah, you see him again go with Glenn there. 50 max speed, so usable, but certainly not a fantastic player. It's just he's expecting that run to the bottom and thinks he's in a better spot to stop it than Bird.
I don't know if you've ever caught any Nas's games. He's masterful getting behind the blockers.
Those diving stops there from Nas at cornerback 2 are devastating.
When I grow up, I want to be just like Nas. 3rd and 5 coming up here. Single back
Don't we all?
Regulator wears Nas pajamas.
Ooh.
And we have a deflection there. Try to go up top, and now another 4th and 5 on his own end. And Gerald just wants to get past the 50.
Yeah, no hesitation. Line. He knows what he wants to do, and here we go. I think you're going to see Vinny with the ball in his hands here.
Crossfield dangerous.
Oh, no.
Paul cannot receive the pass. He's the gunslinger, is Gerald, and comes and bites him. I really
thought he was going to go to wide receiver 2 there, who was open and had a better angle. Gutsy play. It didn't work out for him this time.
So Darthrockman again is in field goal range and has called the play, and one has to wonder, given the circumstances.
I don't think you're going to see this one in the air. Yeah, I think this is staying on the ground. If he goes three
runs
and out
and a kick, and already.
Yeah.
Look at this magic, excellent condition Marion Butts called play. Gerald's just got to be like, how can I stop this guy from running the ball?
Yeah. Sometimes you do everything right on defense, and the other guy's player is just too good.
And
yeah, I seem to take no chances there.
And I think you got to go. Well, he goes to another. He's got Tolliver in the game, so he can rifle it in, but
he's not putting this in there. He's just going to scramble it.
2nd down and 4.
Didn't get out of bounds though. I mean, still kind of a risky play. Would you say it's a default 44 ball control for quarterbacks? So
on average, yes. And so we have a called run 3, and he's already a spot where he can kick the ball with really having to worry about too much of a rush. Not sure why he didn't just go out of bounds there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he was going to Barry Sanders juke those guys and scramble for a touchdown. All right, here we go for the game.
And might be just above the hash, but I think he'll be good here, and he is. So Darthrockman has won this one. We don't get to see the final stat sheet, and they should be typing GG in this one. So wanted to thank everyone for watching this game. It was nice having you here, P.
Hey, it was my pleasure to be a part of it. This is just a great resource for people who are getting into the game, whether you're, beginner, moderate, expert. You can learn a lot from watching the videos and, watching these really fantastic players battle it out.
Hey, and on that note, if you're interested in being part of our community, maybe you want to play other people online, want to know how that's done, leave us a message in the comments. We'll get you steered in the right direction, get you in our community. We have players making matchmaking games every day, and also get you connected to the online Tecmo Super Bowl community. So in GBLAN, we go beyond just this game. We also get into other classics like NHL 94 and other great classic games where online play is capable.
Still waiting to see Bases Loaded 2 on there. We'll see if we can get it going.
well, summertime's coming up. It is baseball season here, so we might have to get that rocking. So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down button. Let us know your thoughts about this game and any questions you had in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel and you like this type of commentary and content, hit subscribe, and you can get plugged into what's happening here in our GBLAN online Tecmo community. Thanks for watching, and for Pete, we will catch you next time on GBLAN Online Tecmo.